this, right? You can only really change the way they think, and in return, they will change what they do, right? So fill them in, let them know everything you know, right? And you know what I mean? That's when you're gonna see them start to move at the same pace as you, right? Otherwise, they're not gonna move at all, and then you're frustrated because nobody's doing shit but twiddling their thumbs in your business. You know what I mean? So basically, this morning, Nano's call. The only person that I saw that was on there was Laura. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all were on there or not,
That
but
is wrong, wrong, wrong. Me and Brendan were on there.
I bet. Let me shut this fucking music off. Hang on, give me a second. I love it, but time to get serious here. All right. No, but I love to hear that y'all were on there. Hope y'all were taking notes. You know what I mean? Because if you weren't, just like the his training 2 days ago, you know what I mean? If you're not actually like focused and setting the intention and taking the notes, then you're not actually fucking serious and you're not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm looking for the people who are actually serious, who are actually taking notes and really looking to achieve success and go to the next level, right? By actually showing up and learning new information that's gonna change our situations, right? So basically, yo, it's getting hot as hell in here.
You always get hot as hell every single time you have one of these calls. Do you have some water too? Do you need to stop for a second?
Fire up, baby.
I do need some. That's a good call. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. All right. Well, I'm out of coffee. All right. Bet. Let's run it. All right. So, as far as, Nano's call, if you're not showing up on that call and like taking notes, you're really not serious about getting to the next level. That is the key information for spiritual, mental, physical growth every single day, right? The first thing I did this morning was, I meditated. Let me let Devin in here. I made sure I meditated, you know what I mean? And then I hopped right on Nano's call, right? I got up pretty late because I was up all night. Me and Devin were on Cash Cartier's call, or Cartier, however the fuck you say his name, right? And we were taking massive amounts of notes. Like my hands were just going and going and going. This man was dropping crazy, crazy sauce, right? But I'm like, I'm gonna go over Nano's call like a little bit, just recap on it. You know what I mean? Just for anyone who wasn't there. But and I know some of y'all are working, some of y'all are doing different things, but at the same time, there's really no excuse. Every time I'm at work, you know what I mean? I'll either play it in the background or I'm making sure I'm taking notes, even when I'm fucking driving. You know what I mean? I'm like speaking the notes into my phone. You know what I mean? I'm making sure I'm showing up on every single call and actually looking to succeed in this business. You know what I mean? So basically, the 6 phases of growth, right? The first one is the rejection phase, right? This is the toughest phase. You will feel like the markets are slapping you around, right? You feel like all the prospects are messing around you around. People join your business, but then they quit, right? You feel like you're constantly being kicked in the face. You're like, why me? You're not alone, right? Everyone goes through this, right? This is the rejection phase, right? Your mentors like Nano, Matt, Rosa, Jason Brown, Cash Cartier, everyone who was successful, Alex Morton, like has been through this phase. But the sad thing is that most people don't make it past this phase. Understand that 1 in 10,000 people keep going when they get rejected 3 times, right? If you're on this call, you're part of that 1%, and just keep going, fam. You know what I mean? Trust the process. It'll all make sense. Phase 2 is the progress phase, right? You start to make a mental, spiritual. Let me lower in. You start to make a mental, spiritual, and financial profits, right? In order for you to get things that you've never had before, you got to do things that you've never done before, right? You can't bring your same employee mindset, right, that you had when you joined this business, right? When you join the business, we don't have a boss, right? We don't have a time that we have to wake up, right? It's all based on us, right? People don't know how to be accountable of themselves because their whole life they've been told what to do. Think about it. We were programmed to be employees, not to be successful. If you went through the school system, you were programmed to be an employee. Our parents did all they could for us with what they had. If you do what is hard now, your life will be easy later. The third stage is the result the result phase, right? You're winning maybe like 70% of your trades. You're having success prospecting. This phase is really fun. It's when you start to feel like the weight of the world is starting to fall off of your shoulders, right? Smooth seas never made a great sailor, right? Smooth seas never made a great sailor. Why do you think the F comes before the S in the dictionary, right? Because failure comes before success. Sex. Before
That's
success.
the second time that you've done that.
I know, right? Dirty mind. I gotta get my head out of the gutter. All right, so you can't listen to the people who tell you that you're going to fail. At the result phase, you start to become an authority figure. The people who left you on red will start to contact you, right? I'm already starting to deal with this, right? People who, were like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I was so busy at the time, and like, da, 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 like, please get me on a call, like begging me now to get them on calls. Like, I swear to God, I'm dealing with this right now, right? At the result phase, you start to become an authority figure. People who left you on red will start to contact you. Your family will stop questioning you. Don't get discouraged when your family and friends aren't with you at the start. The results will start to bring people to your organization. The fourth phase, right? The leadership phase. You're about to have a crazy breakthrough. You're leading people on a day-to-day basis. You have a ton of momentum. Now you are a figure of authority. At this point, you stop begging people to mentor, but people are attached to you and asking for your mentorship, right? For your mindset. You're coming from a place where you have a veteran level experience. Fifth is the expert level, right? You speak and everyone wants to do what you say. You have influence for the reason of empowering other people with your story and experience. Facts tell, but stories sell. Your story is what is going to inspire thousands and millions, right? How you started from the bottom and how you got where you are. The struggles and the challenges is everything, right? 6 is the legend phase, right? So everything you ever wanted is in front of you. It became a reality. You made it past the struggles. Everyone looks up to you. This is what you wanted all your life. Thank you, God. Right. That and like he said this morning. Oh, let me like Matt.
Wait, I just have a question.
What's going on?
So I think you missed number 5, unless I just didn't hear it.
No, that was the expert level.
Oh, expert and
Yep,
legend,
so,
right?
Yeah, expert and then legend.
Okay, thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. And like he said this morning, he even considers Matt Rosa still at expert level, not legend level yet, because there's things that he wants that he still hasn't even accomplished yet. You know what I mean? So, and he considers himself as a level 4, which is leadership phase. And as of right now, most of us are in phase 2 and 3, and be real with yourself. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us aren't seeing 70% of our trades smacking, right? And a lot of us aren't having the best of luck with prospecting either. You know what I mean? So we're working our way up the phases. But anyway, like I said, if you weren't on that call, you weren't taking notes, you know what I mean? And you didn't have work or something and you were still in bed, you ain't taking this shit serious. So it's time to really wake up and let's get it. So basically what I'm going to go over is, before I go over how to launch, right? The proper launch, which also basically this is part of a launch anyway, what I'm about to go over, right? This is some of Cash's call last night. So basically, when you're launching your new person, or you have the newest person in momentum in your business, right? You want to talk to them, right? Like you're at what's good, Laura? How you doing?
I'm getting you.
Fantastic. Love to see you here. All right, so
Bro, at this point last night is when Cash snapped, right? When he started talking about the launch, when he snapped.
I'm about to go over the whole thing right now. So I go to talk to the new member, right? And I tell them things that I wish that I knew when I first started, right? You want to talk to the people like you're at, a P150 level, but give them the Chairman 750 sauce, right? Reverse engineer everything, right? So even if you have to go on an old account, or make another account just to go look at your own Instagram page and like see what it looks like from another person's point of view, you know what I mean? And like obviously knowing that you could just press your profile button, but you got to think like, you know, differently than everyone else and go ahead and reverse engineer and see everything from everyone else's perspective, right? So stop flexing, you know, things that aren't yours, you know what I mean? Like if you're flexing, you know, cars or whatever, yo, Gee, don't say nothing, bro. If you're flexing cars, but if you're talking about things that you normally wouldn't talk about, you know what I mean? Be real, right? Tell the truth, right? I'm not perfect, right? I know I'm not fucking perfect. I'm far from it, actually. You know what I mean? Talk about, you know, it's gonna be hard. You know what I mean? This business is hard. This shit ain't easy, right? We make it seem like rainbows and butterflies on social media, but at the end of the day, what we really want to do is go ahead and let people know and be real and tell them, yo, success isn't fucking easy. This isn't easy. It's not a get rich quick scheme, and be real. You know what I mean? Tell the truth, right? I can't promise you shit, right? A lot of people make a ton of money in this business, but I can't promise you anything based off, you know, your work ethic. You know what I mean? So I don't know what your work ethic is like, right? And another thing, don't marry your prospects. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us, yeah, we'll start talking to, you know, this person and they have a lot of followers, they got a good follower base, right? Or they may even be like partially famous or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I got this person, you know what I mean? Like move on to the next, you know what I mean? Don't marry your prospects, don't get so attached, right? Be connected to everything and everyone, but attached to absolutely nothing and no one, right? Act as though every single link, right, you put out for, if you're doing calls, right, if you're doing even an opportunity call, you know what I mean? Like be selective, right? Like know and be selective with who you're inviting on your calls, right? You know, for the past 2 weeks now, I've been doing this call and I've been, you know, sending it out to everyone personally. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start treating it as though every single link that I send out, it's costing me $1,000. That's the way I'm going to start looking at it, right? And I'm going to be super selective when I send it out. So I'm just only going to send it out to the chat, and I'm not forcing anyone to jump on my calls, because if I got to force you to jump on the call, then I got to force you to do the work, and I got to force you to, you know, want to be successful, and I can't make you fucking want anything. That has to come from inside you only. You know what I mean? Shit. Let Diego up in here. Right. So right? Act as though every link you put out is costing you that $1,000 per person, right? Network marketing is seduction, right? It's seduction. The people who don't make money in this business, right? Those are the ones that came up with the word fucking pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? People who didn't see success and didn't see the shit work are the ones who are always talking shit. Like I got some kid blowing up my phone from this girl, Michaela's team down in Florida. You know, he's always hating on like all my stories. It's fucking hilarious, right? And I unfollowed him, and this kid hits me up like 2 weeks later. He's like talking mad shit, like, yo, you know who I am, you met me in Orlando, da da da. Like, I didn't even really read any of it. All I saw was like, if your business is so big, yo, something about his family. I have no idea. I just skimmed over it, right? But like at the end of the day, it's the people who didn't see success, who didn't actually. It's not if this shit works, it's if you fucking work, right? That's it. Period. This business has been open for what, 13 years now, right? So
Wait, Joe, quick question. You said network marketing isn't seduction?
it is seduction.
It is.
It is
Okay.
seduction. Right, but those people, they don't follow the system, right? So get in people's inboxes and talk business. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna ask out that girl, or you're gonna ask for her number, right? You're not just gonna go blatantly just ask for it in her inbox, like, yo, what's your number? Or yo, you want to go on a date? No, you're gonna build that relationship first. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you go ahead and you ask two different people, or a couple different people, you know what I mean? Like when you're gonna ask for the girl's number, you know, some might say, you know, right away. Some might say like after they build the relationship. It's whatever feels right. You know what I mean? It's however it feels. You know what I mean? You got to feel out the situation, right? Think the way they think and tell them what you know. You know what I mean? Reverse engineer it. Think the way everyone else is thinking, and just reverse engineer that, but tell them what you know. You know what I mean? And let them know like how, like what they want from life can be achieved through this. You know what I mean? Figure out their why. reverse engineer everything. A lot of y'all are running shit up like a mom and pop shop, but there's a system to follow. You know what I mean? So if we just follow the system, we can run this like the $1 billion business that this is. You know what I mean? So basically, you know, he also talks about how he doesn't even do opportunity calls. You know what I mean? He literally does roundtable meetings offline. He builds his business offline. And if it's online, he does one-on-ones. That way he can build relationships with the people that he's on the call with. You know what I mean? He talks about how he doesn't do opportunity calls, especially for the fact that, you know, he can't build a relationship with 10 people at once. You know what I mean? And at the same time, your newest member doing an opportunity call, especially doesn't know how to build a relationship with 10 people at once. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is good because we're actually learning, everyone's learning how to present the business and really taking it serious, because we actually have delegated to each other, you know, the responsibility, and we're actually all holding each other accountable. And it's actually good because we're actually building relationships with each other as we're working together and learning to do these op calls as a team. So for now, I still think it's a great idea. But also, you know, we're going to start adding on the launch calls at 8 p.m., right? Closing calls, launch calls, getting people signed up, getting them ready. And literally, like, I'm going to run through basically, you know, what we're going to do when they sign up, right? So we got these people, no. So do roundtable meetings. Also, you know what I mean? Roundtable meetings are basically, how he explains it is that, you know, we all sit down at obviously like a round table, you know, the prospects sit down, we play some music or whatever, get the vibrations up, you know what I mean? We don't answer any questions. And then we call in, you know, a leader, but at the same time, you know, we don't have Cash Cartier to call up. So at the same time, you know what I mean? We want to, you know, just present the business in a round table meeting type of deal, unless we call up Define like me and Matt have done before. You know what I mean? When we were at Barnes and Nobles in New Hampshire, we actually had a round table meeting, right? We had everyone sit down around the table, and Define legit came on and presented the business, right? But at the same time, like, we're completely capable of doing that. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't necessarily have to be these big events, right? It can be these small roundtable meetings, these business meetings. You tell your friend, yo, you know, come on over and let's talk some business. Oh, what's it about? Just come on over, bro. You know what I mean? And come hear what I have to say. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that, right? And basically, you know, when these people are over your house, you know what I mean? They're going to feel comfortable, right? Have some water, play a little music before we get started explaining, and then, you know, obviously explain the business, maybe even have, you know, a Define or someone come on and start breaking things down further as well. You know what I mean? But I'm sure we're all capable of handling it ourselves. You know what I mean? Unless it's just like two of you or whatever, because you always want to outnumber them. You always want to outnumber the amount of prospects in your room. You don't want to be outnumbered. You know what I mean? So basically, you know, you want to BAM fam, right? Book a meeting from a meeting, right? BAM fam, book a meeting from a meeting. Every single time you're on the phone with a prospect or someone who is about to sign up in your business, you always want to, you know, book another meeting or figure out a specific date, right? That you are going to help them get signed up when they are ready, when they have the funds, and when they're ready to start digging in. You know what I mean? You want to get that date. That way you can write it down on your whiteboard. And another thing, if you ain't got a whiteboard, you're fucking playing around, right? So you want to be able to write their names on the whiteboard. Otherwise, you're going to forget, right? You can't use your mind as a storage facility, right? We all have tons of shit going on. We all have things we're thinking about all day long. You know what I mean? Get a whiteboard. It maybe cost like $40, you know what I mean, for a big one, or grab a small one if you don't have that much to invest or whatever, you know what I mean? If you have to, friggin' get a big piece of paper and just draw and write everything on it that you need. You know what I mean? I got my schedule written out. I got my goals right here, and I got, you know, my names for the op calls, and I got my names for people who are signing up, right? So, and then like a few other things up there. And then fuck, I lost where I was going with that. But yeah, BAM fam, right? So you always want to make sure, let me let Gio in. You always want to make sure, right, that you are setting up a date to get back on the phone with them, to make sure that, you know, you're not forgetting about them, because every single time you hang up the phone with these people, especially after explaining to them what the business is, between that time period, that week, right, life happens. Life happens to both of us. And them, you know what I mean? For all you know, their kid fucking broke their leg. They ended up in the hospital. You know what I mean? They completely forgot about your product. You know what I mean? They completely forgot about it. So it's key that you always BAM fam, right? Book a meeting from a meeting. So go ahead and get them signed up, right? And then we will launch them, right? When you're doing roundtable meetings, right? So basically, you know, I'll go over the launch as we go further, but as far as, you know, BAM fam goes as well, once they are signed up, you know what I mean? You want to book another meeting and you want to taproot, right? So taproot, basically you want to, you know, go dig through your member. So basically, you know, you want to ask them like, you know, besides just who do you know that you can get me in front of right now? You know what I mean? You also want to ask them, you know, like, who do you know that has, you know, been in network marketing or has came to you with a network marketing opportunity before, right? Or, you know, just simple questions like figure out, you know, who they can get in front of you. You know what I mean? And you want to book a meeting, have them make a list of 10, right? It doesn't have to be 30, right? Don't overwhelm them, but have them make a list of 10 people, right? And then book another meeting, another roundtable meeting, and keep the momentum going, right? When you feel and when you know smell the momentum, you know what I mean? Go harder, right? When someone is actually, it takes one person, right, to blow up your business. You know what I mean? It takes, you never know who you're talking to. There might be another Matt Rosa in the crowd that you're talking to and you're telling the story to. There's probably another you in that crowd who's down to take this shit serious and really start running it up with you. You know what I mean? You never know who you're talking to. All right. So, you know, you also want to, you know, go dig. All right. Who has a recent, who just recently signed up? Hakron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I signed up Hawker on yesterday. I placed him under Ailey, so he was the most recent one.
All right. What's his Instagram?
It's I actually just sent him the link. It's Hawkeron Randha. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, something like that. But I'll send it to you.
You're doing the same thing Cash did. Let's see.
What happened?
All right. So let me see. So it's HAKAR.
Yeah.
Right there.
Let me see. Share your screen.
It is.
That's how it's spelled, but that's not. Hold up. Can you make me host real quick?
Well, I'm about to do something, bro. You just send me his name on my phone. Text message.
Just go on Matt's
Or
Instagram.
just tell me what to type.
All right, I got you. Oh, it's here we go. So it's HARK ARAN SRAND. It's long as shit.
Is this him right there?
Let me see. Yeah, that's him.
All right, word. Perfect. Counts private. Great. All right. I'm gonna use Matt as an example.
Sure.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's say, you know, I don't know Matt's, you know, in this business, you know, let's pretend like Matt isn't in this business, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and say, okay, well, this is his best friend right here. So, you know, Matt just joined the business. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out who this guy is, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna, you know, all right, he seems like very entrepreneurial, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna message him, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and message him, right? And I'm just gonna start building a relationship, right? And then when it gets to the point where, you know, we're gonna introduce the business to him, I'm like, oh wait, don't you know Matt? You know what I mean? Aren't you friends with Matt? You know what I mean? Or even something as simple as, you know, going back, right? Going to, let's say right here, right? We go to, look at his comments, look at who, is actually like, commenting on his stuff, who he's close with, whatever, right? Go to his likes, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and look for, someone who looks, very entrepreneurial. Okay, right? This girl looks very entrepreneurial, right? Obviously, she's obviously already in the business, you know what I mean? So, but let's pretend like she's not, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna build that relationship with her, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I just said, right? Diego Chin with raised hand. What's good, bro? You got a question?
Yo, bro. So yeah, I did have a question. When you're saying like you're looking for people that look entrepreneurial, right? That's something I've actually been, keeping in mind, with who I actually bother talking to,
Right.
or at least not that I'm like picky or anything, but like I try to keep in mind what you just said, like what look entrepreneurial. Like what are the types of things you look for when you're trying to look for that type of person?
All right, so yeah, you want to be accurate, like so that even this guy, you know what I mean? He looks like he very entrepreneurial. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead, right, and I'm gonna follow this guy right here. You know what I mean? Like he has a professional. Oh, I thought that was a suit and tie. That might just be his shirt.
The barber.
Yeah, he's a barber, yo, and you know what? Barbers are fucking key in this business.
I'm
You know
gonna tell
why?
you.
Yeah, like my man Joey Rich, he's key. He's key. You know why? Because he's already got the entrepreneurial mindset, right? That's what barbers are. You know what I mean? They're entrepreneurs, right? They go out there and they, sell themselves to their services, right? So they are key. You want to look for people who are barbers. Matt, does this guy only speak Portuguese?
No, he doesn't. He actually, hold on. Let me see, Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, bro, I didn't even know him. I just taprooted off one of my boys. Hitting up people, my followers.
Yep. But I'm obviously going to connect them back to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and build a relationship with him. And I'm going to get him interested in the business. I'm going to pique his interest. And then I'm going to be like, oh, don't you know Matt? And he might say, like, no, you know what I mean? Or he might say, yeah, you know what I mean? And then we'll just go from there, right? But I'm just setting an example as to what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So you want to, make sure every single day, instead of aimlessly just rolling through and just losing brain cells while you're looking at, maybe some dumb shit, you know what I mean? That isn't your fault that's there. But instead of spending all that time, just scrolling through, being active instead of proactive, right? Instead of productive, I mean, right? Maybe start taprooting through your newest member, right? Your newest member is your warm market, right? Their hot market is your warm market, or even their cold market is your warm market, right? So you want to stay in your warm market and hot market at all times, right? So always just taprooting through your newest member, right? If they're not going to go out there and do it, sometimes it's not even on their mind. Sometimes they didn't even think to go hit up that person. So you're doing them a favor by going ahead and doing the fucking work for them. You know what I mean? Pretty much. But at the same time, they should be doing the same thing, same exact thing for their people, as y'all should be doing the same exact things for your people. You know what I mean? So this is how our business is going to start moving quickly. You know what I mean? This is Chairman 50 information. This is how he built his business, and this is how he's making 50 fucking grand a month. You know what I mean? I'm sure everyone could fucking use that amount of money. So if we literally just follow the system and do what he does and do what his team's doing, we're literally going to get to the same level.
Alexa, set alarm for 5:45 p.m.
Alarm set for 5:45 p.m.
All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing. But yeah, so basically you want to reverse engineer, you know what I mean? You want to literally reverse engineer when you're taprooting, you know what I mean? See everything through the eyes of, the other person, and then also, bring it back to, Matt, right? Say Matt's under, all y'all, right? You want to, bring it right back to Matt and say, oh, don't you know this so-and-so, you know what I mean? So basically, be accurate and be aware, when you're taprooting specific people. You want to really look for, entrepreneurial type of people. Be very specific. You know what I mean? Obviously, don't prejudge, but at the same time, you really be picky. Like this is a $1 billion business. You know what I mean? We want people who are actually taking shit serious and already kind of have the mindset. You know what I mean? So otherwise we're just basically wasting our time, right? So another thing, you better be outworking your team. You know what I mean? Every single day. You know what I mean? You should 100% be outworking your team every single day, especially if you have under 1,000 people in your business, right? Which is every single one of us, right? So basically we should all be outworking each other every single day, right? Results is not money, right? The result is not the money. Results is knowledge, the growth that we're all getting from these calls, from the educators, from the academy itself, learning how to trade, learning how to build an online business. All this stuff is the result. So there's really no reason to not go ahead and share knowledge with other individuals. You know what I mean? Everyone learns at a different pace. Everyone's gonna take shit to a different level faster than the other. You know what I mean? It's all based off that specific person. So there's no need to not want to build your business. If you find $200 bills on the ground, are you only gonna pick up one? No, you're gonna pick up both. You know what I mean? So why not dig into both? Because at the same time, you know what I mean? Basically, I can't change what anyone does, right? But I can change the way people think, and in return, it will change what you do, right? So basically, if they know what I know, they'll do what I do, right? So when I first came in this business, I didn't say to myself like, yo, I want, or let's say in my life period, you know what I mean? Like that when I was in middle school or high school that, oh, I want to be a network marketer or a Forex trader. You know what I mean? Like, no, that was never the plan. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a freaking astronaut or like a basketball player or something. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, this is a vehicle that is going to get us to where we want to go, right? You got to think of it like this, right? You can change their mindset easily. People just don't know what they don't know at the end of the day. If you look at it like basically, let's see if I can do something real quick. Right? If you look at it like this, wow, this is really hard to draw with. I never had to do this before. Clear all drawings. But wow, this is tough. I need to get a mouse, right? That's the gas, right? This is the car. The destination, right? So basically, you know what I mean? You can't get the car to the destination if you don't have the gas, right? So basically, you got to look at, Forex, right? Or you got to look at, residual income as your gas. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to continue to pay 170 whatever every single month to reinstill their membership. You know what I mean? So basically, trading is a long-term game. You know what I mean? You got to explain that to people. You're not going to come in and just make $1 million off trading right away. It's going to take you a little while to learn the skill set, right? So basically, at the end of the day, you want to build your business, right? So that you can fill up your car with gas, right? Your car is Forex, right? And your gas is your business, your residual income, right? And that's how you're going to get to your destination, right? You want to at the same time have diversity, right? So, basically, all the educators, right? Every single educator, Millie Mills, the Forex chick, all these people, they all have residual income. Most of them are chairman 10 and above. So why don't you? Have residual income, genius? You know what I mean? Most people just want to, I just want to trade. No, you just want to be comfortable. You don't want to go out and talk to people. You know what I mean? That's it. Be real with yourself. So people who want to just trade, that shit doesn't even make any sense, right? Like get uncomfortable, right? You want to, Napoleon Hill says, nothing happens until somebody sells something, right? I think I learned that from Bob Proctor, right? So you won't get rich unless you're using OPM, right? Other people's money. To be real, you know what I mean? Like the stock exchange, right? They get residual income, right? Using and investing other people's money into the stock market. Am I right or am I wrong? Right? So, mental hotspot, right? Y'all waiting for bad things to happen to start going hard, right? But bad things are already happening, just not bad enough, right? For you to act on it, right? You gotta act like if you don't hit fucking chairman or if you don't start making this residual income, like your family's, gonna fucking croak or something. You know what I mean? And maybe that will drive you. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? There's bad things happening. Like my family, some of them, a lot of my family died this fucking entire year. And that was bad. You know what I mean? And for some reason, I just didn't go as hard as I should have been fucking going the entire time. You know what I mean? It took this fucking wake up call for me to realize this. You know what I mean? So basically, if you another thing, if you don't have the whiteboard, like I already said, you're fucking tripping. You are tripping. You ain't taking this shit serious. Let me get rid of this.
Joe, you said nobody buys anything until something's sold.
No, nothing happens until until somebody sells something. Nothing happens until somebody sells something. Right. So you want to get a whiteboard, right? If you don't have one, you're not taking this shit serious because literally you can't use your mind as a fucking filing cabinet for information. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fumbling information all over the place, right? It's so much easier to literally just write up all your shit right here. You know what I mean? It's very easy. Very easy. Right. So if you're dating outside this company, right, cut them the fuck off, right? Or get to work. You know what I mean? It's time to really get serious if you want to see success in this business, right? If you're dating in the business, cut them the fuck off, or both of you get to work, right? It's time to really start taking this shit serious and quit fucking cupcaking this shit, right? Leave your fucking boo for a minute and start putting in the work, right? Get in the fucking trenches, especially if y'all can't even afford to go on dates. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So if you aren't grinding right now, you really don't want it. You really don't fucking want this shit. You know what I mean? Because if you're not where you want to be right now, right? Then ask yourself, did I do everything I could have done this year or these past few months? Right? Because I know I absolutely fucking didn't. Right? I'm really starting to be real as fuck with myself. So stop hating on each other and start fucking loving on each other. You know what I mean? It's time to start working together and really start bringing each other up together. You know what I mean? Instead of fucking hating on each other, right? Stop walking around with egos, right? And show up to every single leadership meeting, right? If I'm showing up to every single leadership meeting, there's no reason why y'all can't show up to every single leadership meeting. You know what I mean? Your team is gonna do exactly what you do. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna go ahead and complain that your business isn't moving. It's key. Show up
Yeah,
every single
Joe,
day. What's
I
good?
think you even said before once your team will actually do 33% less than what you do, or 33% of what you do. So basically, it's like you said, as a leader in this business, you're going to start realizing your team's going to do a lot less than you as a leader. So, I 100% agree with that. That's straight facts.
Yes, sir. Yeah, if you wake up, you do 100 push-ups, your team's gonna wake up and do 33. That's a fact. Right? So ain't no fucking subliminals right here either. You know what I mean? Like I am talking to you, right? Like if the shoe fits, wear it like fucking Cinderella. You know what I mean? So like really start like taking this shit to heart and actually like using it to drive you. You know what I mean? Like actually use this information like the way I'm gonna be using this information for the rest of my life, right? And I'm actually gonna start taking this shit serious and not being so fucking nice to myself. You know what I mean? So right? So like really stop being so nice to yourself. Like right here, I wrote on my whiteboard this morning, stop being a bitch, right? Stop being a fucking bitch. Straight up. Stop being so nice to, you know, yourself, but so mean to others, right? Damn, I gotta clean this desk. Right, so
Yeah, well,
say it again.
I was gonna say your desk. You a bitch. Your desk is dirty.
That ass. Right? Stop being a bitch and clean this shit.
Grant
That ass.
Cardone says in 10, if you ever read 10X, Grant Cardone says stop being a little bitch. Like that's like a whole
love it.
chapter. That's a whole chapter. Is stop being a little bitch. Like
But really, ask, is my head so far up my fucking ass that I can't see the world the way it is right now? Right? Like, really, how far up my fucking ass is my head right now that I really can't just fucking see how everything's really working right now and work with the universe and the laws of the universe and work with my people and really get this shit going to the next level? Because I'm sick of fucking sitting around like a bunch of ducks, bro. Like, seriously. That ass. So it's time to get our fucking head in the game, right? Because honest to God, like I'm gonna make a list of all the people who are taking this shit serious, and really, I'm not gonna feel bad when, you know, we're all leveling up and you're not, because you're fucking sitting there twiddling your thumbs, right? So it really is time to start, you know, getting our head in the game and stop being a fucking bitch, right? Period. That's that. That's that. Go into like a tiny bit, right, of this the launch, right? So you know really what to tell your people. And besides the Taproot and besides all that, you know what I mean? There's more to it. It's really like building that relationship. There's the 5 levels of leadership. You know what I mean? The second level is, you know, the first level is position leadership. Nobody wants to fucking, if you're, you know, that's some boss type vibes. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a positional leader. You know what I mean? Rank is the lowest form of leadership possible, right? You don't want to be not respected because, you know, you just go by, oh, I'm a P600, you know what I mean, and I don't actually fucking pour into my team or do shit for my team, you know what I mean? So you want to start building that relationship, right, and get through the levels, right? It goes to the production stage after, you know, level 2, which is building relationship. Then it's production, right? Make your way up the levels, right? So it's key that, you know, we actually duplicate and duplicate the system, right? System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money, right? Never learn without the intent to teach, right? Applied knowledge is power, right? So how long after, you know, your newest member comes in the business, or like how long after you leave out a fucking half-bitten apple or banana or avocado, right, before you actually go and eat that again, right? I'd say it goes bad in like maybe 24 hours, right? Or at least like 72 hours, right? When's the best time to launch a new member? Drop it in the chat. When's the best time to launch a new member?
First 24 hours.
Right fucking now. Immediately. Let's go. Right, you want to launch them immediately. That's, you got to think of the fruit like their excitement level. You know what I mean? If you're leaving that fruit out to rot, you know what I mean? Like you're basically gonna think of it the same way. You're leaving them out to rot, and their excitement level is just gonna dissipate, right? So really, you got to start taking charge and staying on top of your people, because like I said in the beginning of this training, right, most people will spend so much time looking to just sign up the next person instead of taking the, you know, half hour, you know, 40 minutes, hour and a half, whatever it takes to really let these people know what you wish you knew when you first got in the business, right? Figure out their why, right? Have them write out a goal card right away. Figure out what's hurting them. What hurts you will help you in this business and success, period, in life, period, right? What hurts you will help you. That's what why stands for. Figure out their why. Why do you want success? Why are you joining this business? You know what I mean? Really figure out why they're doing this shit and have them write out a goal card. Just like we have our goal cards. I am so happy and grateful now that, right? Read that, have them, you know, hold them accountable for their why, hold them accountable for their goal card, right? I don't know where the fuck mine is right now. I think it's in the car in the center console because I just got back from the gym. But normally I would have that shit strapped on me. You know what I mean? Actually, it might even be over there. But, you know, goal card checks constantly, right? You know what I mean? I see you, Matt. I see you, bro. Let's go. That's how you know Matt's gonna be a fucking millionaire, right? Before me, because I don't even got my shit on me. You know what I mean? So, you know, write it out. I'm so happy and grateful now that, you know what I mean, really launch your people, figure out why, and figure out what they want, and have them write their goal cards, right? So if my leaders quit, you know what I mean, I wouldn't even be here right now. You know what I mean? So always remember your why. 85% of human thoughts are negative, right? Write your goals and they become real. They become a reality, right? And share your goals, share your why with your upline. You know what I mean? Because they're going to hold you accountable, right? And the accountability is fucking huge in this business. You know what I mean? If so, let's say you're about to go to the gym, right, by yourself, and you pick a specific time, chances are you're probably going to show up a little bit late, right? And you're going to drag it out, right? But if you go to show up to the gym or the hiking trail with your buddy, your accountability partner, you're probably going to be there on time and ready to fucking go, right? You know what I mean? Because y'all are supposed to be there at a specific time. You know what I mean? So y'all are, you know, it's important to have accountability, right? So, you know, let them know, you know, create a list of, you know, 10 to, you know, 30 people in the beginning. You know what I mean? And then, you know, make a smaller list, you know, maybe of just like 10, 5, 10 serious people. You know what I mean? So, but obviously never prejudge, but at the same time, you want to prejudge. You know what I mean? Like I said, you want to like really look for people who you can see yourself working with, people who already have that entrepreneurial mindset, right? Those are the people you want to spend time on, because if you're spending time on people who are just have the poor mindset, right, passing over opportunities repeatedly, and they just look like they're just some hating ass motherfuckers, you're just wasting your time. You're just wasting everyone's time. You know what I mean? So, you know, in your first 72 hours, set up an event, right? Bam fam, right? We already basically went over most of this shit. Amateurs join a business and professionals launch a business, right? So are you just joining the business, or are you ready to start launching this shit? You know what I mean? Really help your people start launching their business, right? Successful home event can be literally 5 friends, like I said, round table meetings. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously outnumber with the amount of people who are already in the business, right? So set up, you know, their products in the first 72 hours, right? Get them started with downloading MetaTrader 4, their demo account, right? TradingView, right? Maybe the apps, right? Like whatever products that they got, maybe Gold Cup or whatever it might be, Cash Trap, right? Whatever it is, show them how to use them, right? Really spend the time and launch your people. You want them to start seeing results right away, right? So care about why they do the business, whether it be they want more time freedom or they want more money, right? Talk to them accordingly to what they want. You know what I mean? Ask for permission to remind them of their why. You know what I mean? Ask for permission, which is key, because let's say, you know, I asked Timmy, you know, like what his why is, and he says, you know, his mom's like basically, you know, in the hospital, like, and you know, he really wants to, you know, be able to get her the best care in the world, right? You know what I mean? And then I see him and he's out at the club and he's drinking with his boys on Snapchat. I'm gonna call him up and I'll be like, yo, Timmy, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Didn't you just tell me that your mom is like literally on her deathbed right now? And that you want to be able to give her the best care in the world and allow her to be comfortable, right? So it's key that you ask for permission. Otherwise, you know what I mean? They're just going to take that shit way too deep, way too to heart, right? So it's key every single time you figure out someone's why, every time you figure out someone's goal, that you ask for permission to hold them accountable for that. And if they don't give you permission, then they don't fucking want it. They don't want it. So fuck them, right? Next. Connect them with, you know, your mentors, connect them with your leaders, right? Leverage your leaders. You know what I mean? Do 3-way calls, right? You know, edification is the key, right? Edifying your leaders and really, you know, letting them answer questions that you may not have the answer to, or maybe, you know, they might respect your leader a little bit more, especially if it's your friends or family. At the end of the day, people respect people who they don't even know more than their friends or family, right? People support all these fucking pop stars and shit, you know what I mean, before they support their friends, you know. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean, you want your mentor on the call, or at least another person in the business, you know what I mean, because 3 or 2 to 1, you know what I mean, is key, because maybe this person has the question to the the answer to the question that this person doesn't have, you know what I mean. So it's key that you always do a 3-way. Another thing, so yeah, especially if you're doing one-on-ones and shit, you know what I mean, make sure you're getting your mentor on the call to close, right? You can present the business, but make sure you got your mentor there, right? Call me, call anyone on the team, right? We're all completely fucking capable, you know what I mean. I have faith in every single one of y'all, 100%. So turn off let them know, turn off the music, right? Turn off the fucking brainwashing music and put on some personal development, right? Average people are the ones who are constantly just listening to fucking music all day. Do we want to be average people? Do we want to work mediocre jobs and live mediocre lives? Or are we looking for more? Is that the reason why we joined this business or not? You know what I mean? So it's key that we shut off the music and, you know, turn off Young Thug and put on some Home Bugs, right? Or Holton Bugs, whatever the fuck his name is. Turn off Chris Brown and put on Les Brown. You know what I mean? Les Brown is key. I listen to him all the time. You know what I mean? There's so much good content out there on YouTube or podcasts that you can just gain so much knowledge and information from, rather than just memorizing fucking lyrics and knowing every single word to every single song. You know what I mean? How are you looking to make these pop stars money, or are you looking to get rich yourself? Because that's all about you're going to be doing if you're only listening to music, right? You need to let your people know this shit. And you know, a couple books or a couple other audios, you know what I mean? Maybe some Robert Kiyosaki, Business of the 21st Century, Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, and who else is good? Who else is good? I mean, I'll be listening to TD Jakes is fire, bro, fire dev. And you know, as far as people in the business, right, I'm extremely careful who I listen to. If y'all ain't listening to KT and how he talks about, you know, who do you listen to, right, which is fucking key, you know what I mean? Because there's so much wrong information out there. So it really does matter who you're getting your information from and who you're listening to on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Who are you listening to? How coachable are you? What's your teachability index, right? What's your willingness to learn? What's your willingness to change the right information and the right changes? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I listen to Cash Cartier, right? I listen to Matt Rosa. I listen to Jason Brown. I listen to Alex Morton. I listen to Austin Gotzi, right? These are people who have seen massive success in this business. So why am I going to go ahead and follow this P600 over here and this P1000 over here and this P5K over there? No, I'm going to listen to people who actually have the correct information and can actually help me get to where they're at. Listen, Kevin. Oh yeah. KT's fire. You know what I mean? If you don't know KT and you're new here on write down Kevin Trudeau, Kevin Trudeau or Daeu, either one. Trudeau, yeah. And your wish is your command. Your wish is your command. He also has you know, debt cures they don't want you to know about. You know, this man is woke. He is an ex-secret society member who is releasing the correct information from the people who run the world, from the people who, I'm not going to get all conspiracy on you, but like brainwash the masses, you know what I mean? And know how to achieve success, right? They use the power of their mind to achieve success. And that's just someone who I want to learn from, you know what I mean? And that's someone who y'all should learn from as well. Just listening to the first episode, you're going to understand why, right? So like I said, turn off the music and just throw on some audios, read some books. You know what I mean? I got like literally probably 100 books in my room. You know what I mean? Hit me up. Let me know if you need some books ideas. Literally, if you can't afford books, you can literally just go to the website, onlybrandofceos.com. It's called Millionaire Library. There's probably like 50 plus books in there that you can read. You know what I mean? So there's really no excuse to not be reading and learning new information every single day. You know what I mean? Miracle Morning. You know what I mean? If you follow that shit and, you know, do your meditation, do your reading, your journaling, do your visualization, right? Visualize yourself where you want to be and holding yourself accountable, making sure you're doing that shit every single morning. Like my new schedule is I'm up at 4 a.m., right? I'm waking my ass up at 4:30 a.m. I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m. 6 a.m. I'm meditating and reading, right? 7:30, Sean G. Murphy's call, or I'm gonna be listening to audios or and journaling at the same time, right? 9 a.m. mornings with Nano. 10 a.m. I'm gonna break my fast. I'm switching it up from 12 to 8. I'm gonna start doing 10 to 6 for my eating window, right? So I'm breaking my fast at 10 a.m. right? I'm gonna plan out the call that or just whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna and then 11 is Define, 12 p.m. or yeah, 12 p.m. is Millie Mills, right? Catch a bag with her. From 1 to 4 o'clock, I'm gonna run the play. I'm running the play. I'm tap rooting. I'm DMing. I'm getting on calls with people, one-on-ones, right? 3-way calls, right? I am at 4 p.m. halftime with you, where we're at right now, right? From 5 to 7, I'm back to running the play. At 7 o'clock, right? It's an opportunity call that's being run by everyone on this team at least every single day of the week, right? So 8 to 10 is closing and launch time. You know what I mean? Launching your people, getting them started. You know what I mean? I don't even like the word close. I'm about to switch that to open, right? Because you're really opening up into these people. It's not like we're selling a car and it's like, oh, bye, like they're pulling off the lot. You know what I mean? It's time to really start opening up into these people and really launch these people, right? The word close really should be open, right? So from 10 to 11, I'm going to be doing my night routine, which is I turn off my phone, I put it away, right? I'm not touching my phone. I'm shutting off my Wi-Fi. I'm taking all my electronics and putting them on the other side of the room, right? And I'm doing my night routine, which is, if you want to know, watch Health is Wealth on my YouTube channel. I get into like how to get into deep sleep, but I'm not going to go into that right now. And then I'm going to be up again 4:30 in the morning, right? So it's key that you help them set up a schedule and help them set up a 30, 60, 90-day game plan, right? Let them know what they're going to be doing and what to expect in their first 30 days, right? Like, okay, go to the academy, right? And when you're done with the academy, start going on Go Lives. Make sure you're taking notes and then run through the academy again. You know what I mean? And then, you know, teach them the skill sets, right? Teach them the perfect invite, right? If you don't know the perfect invite, edification, all these skill sets, literally just go to the walkinatms.com, password bangarang, like I posted in the chat all the time. And there's literally the 6 skill sets that you need to learn to teach your people right there. You know what I mean? And practice the invite with them, practice edifying each other. You know what I mean? Like really put the time into your newest member instead of like, okay, this person signed up, who's next? You know what I mean? It's like, nah, bro, they're going to leave. They're going to leave your team. They're going to leave you, right? They joined you. They didn't join the business. They didn't join Christopher Terry. They didn't join the comp plan. They didn't join the academy. They joined you, right? Because they know and they think that they need you to get to where they want to go. They could have joined anyone else. I'm sure there's 10 other people in their inbox, right? But they joined you, right? So really take care of your people, right? It's key. But yeah, basically that's it. You know what I mean? Give them the 30, 60, 90-day game plan. You know what I mean? Let them know, you know, what to do, what to expect. Otherwise, you know, they're just going to be twiddling their fucking thumbs. You know what I mean? So it's key that you set them up with the game plan. Hype up, you know, conventions, hype up events, right? Give them value, education, information. For every person that you bring to an event or a convention, add another $1,000 to your monthly income, right? I forget who said that. I think it was Jim Rohn, maybe.
I heard here last night.
What's up?
He said it last night.
He said that last night?
Yeah.
You sure?
I caught it, yeah.
Oh, all right.
While he was snapping.
Well, I learned this from this launch that I'm doing right now. This is Austin Gossie's stuff. I'm just kind of basically going over and taking the best and leaving the rest and combining it with like, Cash's movement, but I'm trying to figure out who the original person was who said it. I think it's Jim Rohn. It's not what you can do, it's about what your team can do. So at the end of the day, it's not what you can do, it's about what you can teach, right? So always take notes, always set the intention of learning new information with the intent to teach it to your team, right? Never wait. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I really want to go over. Set goals for them, for ranks, for their first month, you know what I mean? Like P600 their first month, right? Cash always sets the expectation of P150 in their first 7 days, right? Set the expectation that they finish the academy in their first month and start on go lives in their first month, right? Month 2, right? They should be starting to trade, or maybe still on a demo, but practicing their story, letting them like having them on, making sure they're on their go lives and stuff like that, and help them. Don't expect your team to do the work if you're not, right? They're gonna watch your feet, not your mouth. So month 3, like help them with the get them a live withdrawal, get them seeing blue, right? Making sure they're plugged into the right products, right information, right educators, and it's on them to learn. Once you've plugged them in with the correct stuff, it's up to them to do the work. Like I said, you can't force anyone to do anything. You can only change the way people think and let them know, and literally like let them know what you know. You know what I mean? So but yeah, rookies will treat this business like a lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Professionals will take this shit serious. So stop being a fucking bitch.
Stop being a little bitch.
Honestly, that made the whole call. Like, that was wicked funny. I got like 3 pages full of notes during that call.
Nice. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all's time. Time is it? 5:03. Fucking we can cut it off right here. We don't have to go any further. But I hope y'all really took in consideration, everything I went over, because I know I did. God damn.
Yeah, that's right. Drink that water.
Drink that H2O.
Yeah, it's really time to start getting our fucking head in the game, for real, and our head out of our ass. So let's fucking go. I love you, family, and I'll see y'all at the fucking top because we're running.
Love y'all.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yo, ready? I'm gonna take a video real quick before we hop off here.
All right, word.
Vibe checking real quick. Ready? Let's go. Vibe check.
Woo!
Let's turn it. Turn it up.
Peace out, fam.